So we're going to go live in this prac on, okay, match was aborted. That was pretty quick. Miko, is it? I don't know, actually, Miko, I think. Just disconnecting there anyway. So, dreadful place. Interesting map. Some things are just sort of starting developing in my mindset as I watch it played more and more. It's just how difficult it is to make a quad run. I really can't emphasise that enough. When you get the quad damage, you have three options, obviously. You have the two tight doorways either end. Depends where your opponent is blocking off. Usually the most dangerous of which is the upper route. You have the lower route back to red armor, there's often an ambush point there, and the safest route is the drop down and the main bounce pad usually, because people don't tend to ambush in that position. However, that's the worst route to take for then the next step of the run. Because there's only two real safe routes you then want to take to the other side of the map. The safest, anyway, route to get in a good position to get frags is going to be through this corridor here to the lightning gun position from that red armor, right where Dance is going now. That would be your main route. So ideally the quickest route to that and the safest route would be this route that Mobius is taking with the quad. Dropping down, you got the 50 health there as well. Just gotta be careful of the ambush points here, and it could take damage here. It does take out even though. But you would then move up as a quad is frag onto this platform. Hopefully the red armor's up, as it is for Dance there, and then yes, thank you Dance, this is just perfect. Take this route through, and then you're in the upper ground for the areas like this that he's just like to drop down to anyway. That's really the only viable option. Or you take the upper route out of quad to the grenade launcher platform and then survey over the open area and upper level, but you are still very open, so almost you only have one option. As soon as you, say for example, drop off the main bounce pad, you can clear out the rail, but you can't really move out from there to the other side of the map because it's really dangerous. And you don't want to take through the lower corridors, one to the rocket launcher position, because nobody might be there in the first place. Then you're in a vulnerable position having to go up the bounce pad. And you don't want to go through that middle corridor either, into the very open area by the mega health, and we've seen quads do that recently and get absolutely demolished. So more and more, are you on IRC? Let me see if I can just type this. Okay, yeah, so kind of limits the amount of runs you can take, and obviously gives you a very good option of how to defend against a quad carrier. Mobius picking up a quad there, he gets taken out. This is just a practice game, remember, so I'm not going to hype it up as something serious. Yeah, so now we're in this quad area. If you take the upper route to the grenade launcher, you are very vulnerable in an open position. Usually though you've killed everybody, so it's a safer route, but if you look here, I mean look, so much damage you can take from across the map. If somebody sits out with a railgun down at that 50 across the other side of the map, it's perfect rail shot for them. Even at the lightning gun, it's a good distance away, and unless you've got a rail with quad yourself, you're probably going to be outshot, we'll call it. So really it's only leaving one safe option, but it's not even safe in itself because it's only one option. So it's quite easy to cut off and block off through that lightning gun corridor as Cade's approaching now. And see how tight it is. You're probably going to take damage there, but you would put you in a key location right by the yellow, right by the lightning gun, moving through to the mega health at a kind of height which is still vulnerable. Everywhere on that mega side is vulnerable, from long range weapons, machine gun assessing you down, or rail guns from across the map. But That's something I'm starting to understand, especially as we started playing again. It's just the quad runs are very limited on this map, and that explains why you don't really get very large quad runs on this map. So, Team Evolution moving in here, taking over this quad area. Pretty close game so far, and you'd expect Play to perhaps be the stronger of the two teams. They are a Division 1 team. They have reached the finals on Sunday. Team Evolution, a Division 2 team. And they have pretty much won every tournament in these cups so far. Nice frags by Puri there with the rail. LG as well. He took that upper route that time. There was nobody stopping him because, of course, they'd already got all the frags, so it becomes a very safe route. Very situational. Good area to work around there. Getting the frags. Managed to get 4 on this run. You see how stacked he was. Played great positions, hit his shots, but he still only got 4 frags, which is pretty high for this map, really. It is just a difficult situation, but that means that the quad setups are the areas you're going to get the frags on this map. These tight doorways leading through to the quad. Blocking them off early, doing entry damage as the opponents try and move in. Seeing recently a lot of teams playing a simple strategy of trying to win the back area, win in the quad area if their opponents are already in position there, which is just rush all 4 people through the upper entrance. And that seems to be, well, that's exactly what we saw Team Evo just do before. They did lose out in the end, but it worked to get them in there. Just rush in with 4 people. They can't stop you all, surely, can they? That's the argument. So I guess teams are going to have to start developing strategies to stop that from happening. One might be to have one player right out on the grenade platform, stopping them moving in that direction from distance early on anyway. I think that's a very valid strategy, especially if they've got a railgun. And we do see that happen often. One player will be up on this position on a grey platform. They've got a railgun, they can survey the whole area easily, and the rail people coming up the bounce pad block them off from the stairs. Even just slowing them down is enough. That means the rest of your team can focus on defending that bounce pad. And the other doorway, Snake Energy getting fragged there after the quad pickup. That music's annoying, is it? I don't know, some people are loving it. I don't really understand how it'd be annoying either. Yeah, so let's keep looking at this. It's a pretty close game, really. We play Team Evolution. Puri's obviously the star man on the server, but I mean, Team Evo have got some great players that are playing in the lower division. Snake OMG, Dance Cage, yeah, they're all, you know, these top quality players. Some played at international level, etc. So maybe they aren't quite in the right position in that Division 1 bracket, especially as they've won pretty much all the tournaments. I think they won 2 out of 4. Well, the 4th is tonight, and they're in the final. So I need to check those stats though. Maybe I'm not quite up on it. But either way, that's a good sign that even Division 1 standard teams are dropping down into, well, by the fact that there's probably not enough teams, down in the upper Division 2, and no doubt Team Evolution will be up in Division 1 in some future tournaments. And we'll have an even more competitive scene overall. Always want to see more and more teams get involved, trying out different tactics, pushing the level of play up and up. Cycle around a little bit, have a look at a few of these players. Nice little pummel battle there. Sugar here, got a nice stack, mega health, and I presume he had some kind of armor, maybe yellow or red. No, he did, obviously. Nothing absurd rail, 31%, not too good, but hey, it's a frack. You can afford to hit whatever you want. So anybody that's looking, you might want to go to TV2. So justin.tv/leveluptv2 and check out the G Sports round 3 match between Strengths and Twister, casted by Zoot. You might want to go and watch that. We'll have the TDM final in about 20 minutes. I think that duel's in 20 minutes as well, though, so choose whatever you want. It's going to clash. Have them both up, why don't you? That's the best way to do it. Okay. Alright, I'll turn off the music. You got me, you win. So we've just got game sounds now. I don't mind game sounds myself, but obviously I can't. Don't have the impact of my voice either affecting what I listen to. Excellent. Curry with the quad. Now, objectives. You see the danger there. He took the machine gun damage. Now, there is the 50 up high and the 225's off there. And, of course, the mega health side of the map. So plenty of health around the area. But the damage he could have taken there. I mean, if there was a railer there, he hit the machine gun bullet, so he's down to 50 health. That's the quad dead. That's why it's so vulnerable taking that route. Excellent. Why it's so difficult. 7 frags on that run. That's just proof for you. Open up about a 20 frag margin. Massive quad run there. Kind of quad run that could just potentially just win them the map. Something often we'll mention on the stream, but maybe teams don't think about it. Some players do, the best players do, but many up-and-coming players don't, is when you have a power-up, although your objective is obviously to get kills, and that's your objective in TDM at all times, but the other objective being not to die, with a power-up you don't necessarily need to just rush out and hunt for kills. Often you might want to try and get an advantage, so running this map you might want to make sure you've taken over the red armor, make sure you've cleared out the LG, and then back off and finish at the railgun. You might not encounter any opponents in that time, but your presence there might secure the rest of your team a railgun, a red armor, and a lightning gun, in which case suddenly you should be in a very dominant position for the rest of the map. So you don't actually need the frags then. You can just use that power up to advance the rest of your game. There you go, Puri dropping down there, grabbing that railgun off its spot. Lightning gun in hand, and of course confiscating the rail away from his opponent. His teammate, Sugar, grabbing that quad, although he's taken out pretty quick sharpish by Dance in the end with the shotgun. Team Evolution will also be in the finals this Sunday. Division 2 finalists, they are topping the score charts at the moment, and they could extend that some kind of record, I guess, by winning tonight. It's going to be a higher points total than the Division 1, any Division 1 teams amassed anyway. As we saw quite a range of winners in Division 1 and teams competing in points amassed. Excellent. The semi-final and final and third place match from last night, Division 1, that got postponed until today, won't actually be played at all now. Instead there's going to be a qualification match for that 8th spot played on Sunday between Action and Neutralizers, because only the top 8 point scorers go through, and Neutralizers were one of the teams affected by the postponed and then cancelled games in the points total they could have surpassed Actions in 8th position. So that's when they're going to play a qualifier. Every other team there wasn't affected and qualified anyway. So it's just going to be the grand finals on the Sunday, as well as that qualifier beforehand. But tonight we are going to have Team Evolution versus Plan B. Grand final of Division 2, which is what we're waiting for. And we'll be in about 15 minutes time. Where did the music go? It was so good. Yeah, I know. I felt the pressure. Pressure from a couple of loudmouths. Well, that's how politics works, right? Maybe it's with this quad now. See how many quads they've got, actually. Okay, 6-2. Only 3 seconds of quad time for Team Evolution, and I'm going to have to say that a lot of the score is based on that. 5 frags in the squad run again. This is something Team Evolution will have to work on, is evading the squad, because a 7 frag quad run on this map, 8 is too much. You shouldn't allow that to happen. And that's one example of perhaps where Team Evolution are a Division 2 team rather than Division 1. I mean, sometimes you can just give up items and areas on the map and just evade the quad and die, and obviously you might lose out for the next couple of minutes, but if you play a really safe game you might not give them any frags. You also find a lot of teams find it quite hard not for one of their players to go off and Rambo it and give you kills if you just wait for them. In fact, if you watch a lot of the top players play, the way they play is they just let their opponents come onto them. They announce their presence maybe with a couple of rockets spammed, then just draw out their opponents into an area they want to fight in. Very subtle type of play, but definitely worth watching some of these top players. If you can get demos of some of the best TDM players, you're not necessarily going to replicate it completely because their aim is incredible often, but some of the things they do you will be able to, especially dodging is usually quite a good area to think of. The way players dodge, the way players attack areas and defend them, the positions they take up. Most of Quake is about positioning in every mode of play. Most evident is in Duel. Although maybe it isn't. Maybe it's not most evident. Maybe it's more evident in, say, a Defender in CTF, although we never get to watch them because no one wants to. Or in Team Deathmatch, the positions people take to get the frags. I guess it's quite evident, because Duel can be a little bit too much about the items. But yeah, evident in all modes, if you know what you're looking for. The positions players engage their opponents on in battles, they've always got a route to escape. They usually don't push through, say, that doorway there, unless you have a quad, because potentially what happened did happen and could have been taken out there. Yeah, it is a problem. You have to choose what game you want to watch tonight, and that is a big problem, but it's not a problem we're going to complain about particularly, is it?
2 seconds. Excellent.
Zoot didn't make his bed again. Oh my god, Zoot. Please, make your bed, young man. So it's going to be a pretty comfortable victory for Play in the end. Although a pretty good start by Team Evolution. They won't have to worry too much about this match. Yeah, Play are a division above them. This is the kind of practice that they should be looking for if you want to increase your skill levels. Playing higher level teams is exactly what you want to do. especially before a grand final.
1 minute warning.
More quad kills.
Impressive.
I can't believe how many kills they're getting off these quads. I was saying one thing, Team Evolution, one, they haven't got any quads. They picked up 2 but only got 3 seconds on it. 8 quads to play, and then how many frags did they get on all these quad runs? A ridiculous total. Evo just running at them, giving them free frags. Can't afford to do that. That's the area I'd improve on. Quad setups and defenses, attacks. And then just evading the quad is another skill you might not really consider, I guess, but there are certain positions you can go to. You can get, if you have good comms, you get a call on where the quad is. That's great. Evasion. Sugar.
Red wins.
And that is the time, well, mercy limit hit at 19:51 minutes into the round. They've only got 10 minutes left now to the final, so maybe they won't play another map.